The year was AD 9, and the Roman Empire was at the height of its power. Under the leadership of Emperor Augustus, the empire expanded its borders to include much of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. But a catastrophic military defeat in the forests of Germania would forever alter the course of Roman history. So what happened? The Battle of Teutoburg Forest, also known as the Varian Disaster, was fought between the Roman Empire and a coalition of Germanic tribes led by the warrior Arminius. The Romans, led by Publius Quinctilius Varus, were marching through the dense forests of modern-day Germany, intent on subjugating the local tribes and expanding their empire even further. But they were ill-prepared for the guerrilla warfare tactics of the Germanic tribes. Arminius, who had been trained as a Roman soldier and was fluent in Latin, had infiltrated the Roman army and was secretly leading the Germanic forces against his former comrades. In the forests of Teutoburg, the Germanic warriors ambushed the Roman army, launching a surprise attack that would prove to be devastating. The Romans were caught off guard, and their heavy infantry and cavalry were unable to maneuver effectively in the dense forests. The Germanic tribes, on the other hand, were skilled in guerrilla warfare, and they used their knowledge of the terrain to great advantage. The Romans were repeatedly ambushed and picked off by the Germanic warriors, who attacked from all sides with javelins, spears, and swords. Despite being heavily outnumbered, the Germanic tribes were able to inflict heavy casualties on the Romans. Varus himself was killed, along with many of his top commanders. The Roman army, numbering 20,000 men, was almost completely destroyed. The few survivors were forced to retreat back to their forts along the Rhine River. The Battle of Teutoburg Forest was a dramatic turning point in Roman history. It marked the end of the Roman Empire's expansion into Germania, and it shattered the myth of Roman invincibility. The defeat was so devastating that Emperor Augustus is said to have cried out, "Varus, give me back my legions." The defeat at Teutoburg Forest also had political consequences. Augustus, who had been in power for over 40 years, began to focus more on securing his legacy and consolidating his power, rather than expanding the empire. The defeat also led to a reevaluation of the Roman army's tactics and strategies, and it helped to shape the way the Romans fought future wars. Today, the Battle of Teutoburg Forest is still remembered as one of the greatest military disasters in Roman history. It was a moment when the mighty Roman Empire was humbled by a coalition of determined Germanic tribes, and it served as a warning to future empires that no matter how powerful they may be, they are never invincible. If you love learning about ancient Roman history, check out our video on the use of Roman crucifixion in the ancient world.